Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosa. Welcome. I make videos on makeup products and application for light olive undertone skins, for acne prone skin, and for normal to dry skin. I am a busy mom of an 8-month-old at the moment, so I will throw a few mommy videos and blogs here and there. I'm currently transitioning into a no-buy conscious mindset to stop giving into consumerism in the makeup and skincare industry. So join me on this journey on Mondays at 8 a.m. Pacific time. This video is split into two parts. The first part is using my bronzers and my blushes, only to declutter them. You heard me right, only to declutter them, or at least most of them. Part 2 is going to be using my highlights. Highlights are my guilty pleasure, so I have a lot of them, and I had to cut the video into two parts so that the video wouldn't be too long. So let's begin with part 1. In my collection, I have two primers, the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I have the Catrice Prime and Fine. And honestly, I still haven't found a primer that I really enjoy or that it makes a difference on my skin, so I haven't really used them a lot. But for today, I decided to put the e.l.f. on this side and the Catrice on this side, just so that I could use these products up. I have my eyebrows done. I have the Anastacio Brow Powder Duo. This is in the color Ebony, and I like to use the darker side. I like using it with the brush, and then I just set it with the clear brow. All of these I bought together in a bundle. So for my foundation, I wanted to do the same thing I did with the previous video where I used up all my current foundations together, and I realized that this one here, the Flower Beauty Light Illusion, was on its last legs because I could not pump anything else. It looks like it's full in the packaging, but there's nothing left in this, so I'm pretty impressed that I finally finished a bottle of foundation up. If you want to see that video where I tested them out, I will link it up right here. The only two concealers that I have in my collection are from e.l.f. One of them is the 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and the other one is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I did mention that this one here is in light sand. This one is also in light sand, but this one is a lot lighter than this one. But it works out because I can just mix them up right now. Eventually, I do want to try to find a lighter one for this one. For the longest time, I've been using the Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder, which is beautiful for setting the concealer. But I wanted to find another powder that I can just lightly put up on my skin. And I did pick up the number 7 powder. This one is just in the translucent. I have a big drawer that's just supposed to be used for jewelry, but I've been using it for my makeup collection. But lately I've been wanting to switch it up a little bit so it can go with my vanity, because my vanity is white and the drawer is just brown. This is one of the pieces from that drawer. Here I hold my bronzers and my blushes. Technically I only have 2 bronzers. I have the Milani, this one is Silky Matte 01 Sunlight, and I have the Neewer Medium to Deep Duo. If I've noticed in my makeup collection that I have 2 identical colors, I just get rid of one. There's no point in me keeping the same blush or bronzer color. They do vary. This one's lighter than both of these. I do like using this type of angled brush for my bronzer. I'll just dip the brush into all of my bronzers and see what the final color will turn out. Before I forget, I do have the Tarte Hamptons Weekender. This one is a contour palette. The bronzer on the Tarte palette is closer to this one here. However, I will not declutter this one just because it's pretty practical for me to take it with me if I am traveling or going to, or if I'm getting ready in the car. So it is nice to have a bronzer, blush, and highlight. We'll start with this one. Then the Milani. Then this one here. And this one here. Probably should do one side first. Not bad, actually. So I'm gonna do it again for the other side. This is why I say sometimes I skip the blush, because it just adds enough color, and I feel like sometimes with the blush I add way too much. I'm gonna be using this Real Techniques brush. Okay, for the smallest one is Everyday Minerals. This one is in the color Good Morning. This one's so pigmented. The next one I have is the Milani Baked Blush. This one is in 05 Luminoso. Next, I have the Catrice Blush Box. This one is in bronze. Next, I have a indie natural brand that I'm not sure if it still exists. This one is from Terry Miyahira. And finally, I have the Neewer. This one is in rose gold. The two that are very similar is the one from Milani and this one here. The other two that look kind of similar, this lighter one is rose petal compared to this one here. I'm gonna start with the biggest one. Tap, tap, tap. Let's see. I use it very, very lightly, so I don't look like a clown. Oh, I forgot to use the blush from this palette, so have to do it, have to complete it. Oh, that looks like a mess. It makes me feel very conscious about the makeup that I have and how easy it is for me to give in to consumerism. In all reality, I don't feel like I will use all these blushes up, especially if I'm trying to use them up before they're due. This one on the back of it says it has 12 months of shelf life. This one here has 24. For sure I've had it more than 2 years. The Neewer has 24 months. This one I just got it last year. Catrice, I also got it last year. This one has 18 months shelf. And Everyday Minerals doesn't have one, but this one I got maybe a couple years ago. I don't know. In my mind, I shouldn't have 2 or 3 or 4 of the same color in the blushes. I should be more thoughtful, more conscious about my purchases with makeup. The ones I use the most is the one from Neewer and the one from Catrice. And if I put them next to each other, it gives me a variety of colors to choose from. Sometimes I've been tempted, I'm not gonna lie, to just get a blush palette that has a bunch of colors. I mean, Morphe has one, ELF has a palette, Makeup Revolution has a palette, Pacifica, BH Cosmetics, NARS. There's just tons of blush palettes out there that I could choose. I do like to be versatile and have different colors. I don't want it to stay boring, but you get this sentimental attachment to your makeup, and I don't think that's really healthy for me. Sorry, I rambled a lot. Thank you so much for watching part 1. Please come back to watch part 2.